I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by my co-host with Harrison Bader like hair.
Yeah, it's a weird ordeal. Katie is just proving to be childish.
Which is why I don't feel I would give $5 million to Jack Campbell.
I don't know. Baseball is one of those sports where anyone who makes the playoffs really can be a contender.
I think the Padres definitely do it.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell gets traded.
Kyrie Irving does have the track record of not being a great locker room fit, or even good locker room fit.
Bader got some luscious locks. I gotta say it.
This is Zach Bigley, the broadcaster for the Frisco Rough Riders, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin. You guys better subscribe.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. And Austin, while there's excitement for winners, there is sadness. And I kind of felt that for the Rams, as it would have been nice for Davante Adams, but specifically for me, Matthew Stafford to get another Super Bowl ring with the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, and the age is a big question for Stafford, and I do think that it's something that they're going to have to take into consideration going into this offseason. If you remember, before the season started, he had a lot of back issues, and there was concerns about starting the season with the team. I didn't think there was much he basically said the entire offseason that he was fine. But still, it is, I think, notable that he did have those, and I do believe that the fact that they were so old as a team with Davante Adams, and they have obviously Stafford. They have some older guys on the opposite side of the ball besides them, and I do think that the ability for them to retool, I guess, is going to be a little bit harder because of their age.
Well, looking at their age, I feel the age is a problem at the quarterback position, because without Davante, you have Nacua, and then their defense is young. You have Jared Verse, Byron Young. They have found a way to kind of retool this team from their first Super Bowl win with Stafford, to where it was a lot of older guys. They already cut Cup. So I trust how they draft guys and develop them. But I am worried about the quarterback position because that takes time. And this isn't a great quarterback draft.
That's true. And the depth is not there. Unless Chambliss gets sent, he can't return to Ole Miss next year, in which case I do have really high expectations for him, and I think that he could be a guy that you get maybe in the second round, third round. But if not, then you're going to have to add somewhere else. How much longer do you think Stafford is in the league?
I think he probably has 3 years. I think it was something to where Brady talked about his mind of just Stafford's mind is willing to understand everything, but it's really his body, his back. He's had a lot of injuries with that in the past few years. But I see him going 3 years. I think if I was the Rams, you have him go this
3 more years?
Yeah, 3 more years.
So you think he plays until 41? Because he turns 38 in a couple days.
Yeah.
So next year will be his age 38 season. I guess it'd be 38 season, 39 season, 40. But if you play the age 40 season to make the Super Bowl, you would be 41 before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think because how I see it is this year, depending on what he does, I view next year supposed to be a good quarterback draft. That's where they sign someone or they draft someone and develop them while Stafford keeps playing. And then maybe Stafford goes one more year or that next guy comes up.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go 3. I think I'll say 2 more years, but still 2 or 3 makes it to where these off seasons are the most important in the history of the franchise, almost, except for the one where they trade all their picks. But because you don't have that much time, and when the unknown of a new QB can be scary, even if you have an offensive guru like Sean McVay.
And speaking of McVay, it was kind of thinking about him possibly retiring. I do think that is a concern of, does McVay step down when Stafford leaves?
Yeah, I don't think McVay will leave until Stafford does. But yes, there is that concern. And the thing is, McVay is 40.
Yeah.
That is
It's
insane to even be considered. Let me put it like this. If he does leave when Stafford leaves in 2 or 3 years, McVay will coach again at some point. Like, there's no way you go 30, 40 years and not decide not to coach. I think that he would be coerced back into it. But I do think he'd take a 5-year break. Because it is a
I
grueling
think
job. Being an NFL head coach is not an easy job.
it's not an easy job. And there is some concern of him kind of, I think he may not want to deal with teaching a young quarterback. I think you kind of had that with Jared Goff, and you kind of saw him getting rid of Goff and bringing in Stafford. I think that is a thing to consider with McVay. But yeah, I would see him coaching again, and maybe he stays with the game. But yeah, he's very young, but has a lot of experience as a head coach.
Yeah, he is extremely accomplished as a coach. Unheard of for his age to be this accomplished. I think they're going to be drafting and signing based on immediate need, though, and avoiding any as many in positions where they don't want a young guy. I don't think they're going to have that many young guys because I think their O-line, while you could try if you're going to have a really high draft pick, they're not. So I think that they're going to add, like in some positions of need, just stop gaps until Stafford's gone so they can address those a little bit more clearly once the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, I do think they have helped that Davante Adams signed a 2-year deal with them.
Yeah.
But I could see them bringing another wide receiver, kind of seeing what players get cut. But I think they've done a really great job of building while staying competitive.
That's true. And no one has ever done what they've done to build a team, and obviously trading all their first round picks for that many years. But the writing's on the wall that once Stafford leaves, I think they know that there's going to be a lengthy rebuild probably in their future. So they're trying to get as much out of it as possible now. And that's what makes the loss of the Seahawks so much harder to stomach.
I'm curious what a rebuild would look like, but it depends on if McVay stays. If McVay stays, I'm very curious on what that situation looks like because I think they have a great defense and they're kind of building a better defense. Because I think Jared versus Byron Young are great. To me, they need help at the corner and filling that secondary, which could be where they address it during the draft. But it's really that quarterback position because there's going to be moments. So they may not be competing far in the playoffs, but I think they'll get 8 and compete for 10 wins in that guy's rookie year or first time starting. That's where I would love to see McVay stay and see kind of what they do again. Because, yes, they did trade all their picks. Then they started hitting on picks later in the draft, and now they have first-round picks again. That's how they got Jared Verse. So I am wondering what would this team look like with more just focusing on the draft?
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know, but in the short
we also don't know really like McVay's drafting style either, especially with high picks. So wait to see.
We have to see, but it's sad, and it is kind of this iteration of them is kind of in the final moments as they try to get back and get Stafford one more ring.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we will see. We will keep you updated with all that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.